Oof, I just don't think I could do it, guys. Like, look how heavy that weapon is. This massive ball and chain flail type weapon, and it's just bashing you in the back of the leg. Like, as you're walking around all day, can you imagine carrying this thing, and every step you take, the thing, it just bashes you in the back of the leg? There's no way I could carry that thing around. Kabam has lent me Morningstar as part of the Content Creators Program, and I say lent because, yeah, I don't get to keep Morningstar. It's just a kind of a temporary review unit of the champion, if you will, and I'm allowed to be as open and honest about the champion as I want. There's no reason for me to hide anything. There is no incentive there. This program is all about just giving you guys a first look at the champion and our honest thoughts if we think the champion is good, if we think they're worth going for, that kind of a thing. So, to give you guys the too long didn't watch version of this video, I'm not a fan of Morningstar. I don't think I'll be using the champion much, but I do want to add her as a 4-star to my roster. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So first off, let me break down how the champion works. Starting with her signature ability, anytime the enemy gains a buff, Morningstar reduces the effectiveness of that buff and then gains a buff of her own. So against Medusa here, you can see that as soon as Medusa gains a Fury effect, well, guess what? So does Morningstar. Against the champion that can heal, Morningstar will also start healing. Against Hyperion here, you can see that I'm reducing the effectiveness of his power gain and then gaining a little bit of power of my own. And the power gain one it's not a massive amount, but it's definitely nice. It's definitely noticeable. Spamming Morningstar's special 1 ability actually does a lot of damage. We'll skip to that real quick. So the way her special works is that based upon the number of souls that you have, she's actually going to deal an increased amount of damage, and it's kind of deceiving here. It only says 315, but if you notice here, it's per captured soul, per hit. It's each hit, right, per captured soul, and then the damage is also increased with critical hits. So, yeah, on your special 1, if you crit, I was getting something like, an extra 6,000 damage or something like that just with 2 souls. So, yeah, it actually deals quite a bit of damage. Her special 2 can deal a lot of damage too, but only if the enemy has a lot of buffs. So the way you want to, use this champion is you want to be spamming her special 1 for the most part, but against enemies where they have buffs and you want to nullify them and gain extra damage that way, then that's when you switch to the special 2, and use the special 3 when you want to actually gain a soul and increase your soul. So yeah, once you're kind of maxed out on souls, the best thing to do is to really, use those special 1 and special 2 depending on if the enemy has buffs or not. And that brings me to the first thing that I don't like about the champion is, I'm not a big fan of the soul system. The first few souls are good when the champion's on defense, and the souls that you really want to have when you're using this champion offensively are souls 4 and 5. Soul 4 gives you 50% perfect block, which is a massive amount of perfect block. Not only does that reduce damage by a ton, but that's also going to increase the parry stun time, and then soul number 5 is going to give you increased healing, so it's really going to just make Morningstar a very sustainable champion. But the problem is, if you're using her in like Alliance Quest or something like that, you might, if you're not playing perfectly, by the time you could build your souls, you might be close to dead anyway. Or you might just straight up die in harder content. So yeah, that's why I'm not a huge fan of the soul system. It is kind of cool that depending on the synergies that you're using, you can start the fight with 2 souls actually, and I'm going to show you how this works right now. So if we go back to this questing content and we take a look at her synergies, we throw Guillotine onto the team. It says here that for Morningstar, if she has less than 2 captured souls, she gains 1. So that's pretty cool. That means, like I said, you can start the fight out with 2 captured souls. It actually reads here that if we take a look at this first fight, it says here that you have 0 souls. Morningstar right there, that little blue number next to her rating, says 0, but actually it's 1 once you start the fight. But with the synergy with Guillotine, you actually do start out with 2 up there by her name. You can see the the 2 next to her. And that does help to speed up the soul gaining process a little bit, but again, the first few are more defensive tools in my opinion. They're things that for higher end content I don't really care about too much, because the first soul is when you're getting hit, which if you're playing as Morningstar, you're trying very hard to not get hit. And then with 2 souls you gain unstoppable after the special 1, which is not something that I really need as an offensive tool. Again, there's more defensive, and getting to the 4th and 5th souls, it's just a little bit too annoying for me personally. I just want a champion that's good right from the start. So yeah, although she does get quite powerful with the 4th and 5th souls, just not the champion for me. So why then did I say that I still want Morningstar as a 4-star champion if I don't really like her? Well, it has to do with her synergies. The first one here with Guillotine is amazing. If you've ever tried using Guillotine against Realm of Legends Wolverine, then you know you have to play very aggressively in order to not lose your souls. This way you can still, use Guillotine's special 2 heal reversing ability, because it requires 2 souls to be able to do that, right? And with the synergy with Morningstar, it takes twice as long to lose each soul that you have. So it's going to make something like that, just so much easier to pull off. And you only need a 3-star champion to get that synergy with Guillotine, so that's really good. I think Kabam designed this perfectly so that, a synergy like this that's more beneficial for a newer player trying to get through Realm of Legends or something like that, perfect. You want to pick up the 3-star, you'll be fine just with a 3-star. The ability here with Mephisto, where Mephisto will gain +1 soul at the start of the fight, that's pretty cool too, but I'm not super interested in this, and this actually does come with the 3-star version as well. And the part that I need the 4-star version with, or for, is right here, and this, in my opinion, is like an amazing synergy. And I have some footage that I'm going to show you guys of Magic and just how much damage she can actually gain with that, plus 500 crit rating and 500 crit damage. And just to give you guys an idea of the numbers, I'm going to put some numbers on screen right now. Actually, let me go inspect a 5-star Magic. Magic is one of my favorite champions, but I don't have her as a 5-star, so I'm going to borrow someone in my alliances and just show you guys, the crit numbers that she has. So her crit chance and crit damage is actually pretty good. I would say, a little bit above average compared to a lot of champions out there. Not by much, but, a little bit above average. And her crit chance is 26.5 and 202% crit damage rating. Now, if you have kind of the standard masteries of precision and cruelty, that bumps her crit chance up to just under 37. It's 36.9%, and the crit damage to 254%. Pretty good. Well, with the synergy effect with Morningstar, while Magic is in a limbo state, and that's very important, it's only while Magic is in that limbo state, her crit damage and the crit chance goes up to 45.5%, and the crit damage goes up to 292.5%. That's a pretty big increase in the frequency of crits, and then when you actually are critting the damage. And I'll give you guys a little bit of examples. I'm not the best when it comes to playing like the super aggressive Magic style. You can check out somebody like Joel Lines. He did a Labyrinth of Legends run using pretty much exclusively Magic. So yeah, he even soloed Old Man Logan here. So yeah, you could definitely check out the uptime if you check out his channel and just how frequent Limbo is actually up. But just to give you guys some examples of the numbers difference, you can see the special 2 here. It's actually dealing about 10% more just in terms of when you actually do crit, just how much extra damage is being done. And then on top of that, you're critting more frequently, so it's more than just a 10% damage increase when you have that Limbo up. It's hard to say exactly how much of an increase, and Limbo is not going to be up 100% of the time. It's a high uptime if you're playing aggressively, but it's not 100%. But in any case, I think it's a really interesting synergy, and yeah, it's something that if I'm going to be using Magic for a quest, I kind of want to have that synergy there. Alright, so back to my final first impressions here of Morningstar then. What do I think about the champion? Again, it's a champion that's really not for me. She definitely has damage potential with her Special 1 and Special 2 in the right situations, but I'm just not a big fan of the kind of the build-up time that it takes when gaining these souls over multiple fights. I want a champion that's just going to be good to go right away. When I need the champion, I can rely upon the champion immediately. I don't have to build up these souls. I would say that her synergies are awesome though, so you definitely want to at least get Morningstar as a 3-star champion to take advantage of her signature ability with Guillotine for the few times that you do need to break out Guillotine. That is going to be a lifesaver. I would say the synergy with Magic here, and also, you know, quite nice with Angela and Morningstar as well. I would say it's really nice. It's not mandatory to play the champion by any means, so don't stress it if you can't get Morningstar as a 4-star, but it is cool enough that I definitely want to have Morningstar on my roster just for those synergy purposes. So that is going to do it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this first look. Be sure to not only give me some feedback about this video, but also give Kabam some feedback about the Content Creators Program. Is this something that you like? Do you like having this kind of you know, a little bit of an early access sneak peek about the champion to give you a more informed decision about you know, whether or not you like the champion and want to go for you know, the champion as like a 5-star or something, which, yeah, by the way, I'm definitely not going for as a 5-star, gotta say. But yeah, just give some feedback to both of us, all the content creators and Kabam as well. Did they do a good job here? Because personally, I think that this is something that I've been looking forward to Kabam doing for a long time, and I'm happy that it's back. So that is going to do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.